All right, welcome to Neo Desert Tech for our second match of tonight's broadcast. In the bottom left corner, spawning is the Red Zerg, champion of Ro8 number 2. It's Myrault.
All right, in the upper right-hand corner, Mr. Angry himself, the Angry Arthur, the Protoss player from the north, looking to take this game, the series 2-0. We have Angry Arthur.
He's not even up 1-0 yet, and he's already thinking about that 2-0.
Oh, of course. When you go into a series, you got to be thinking to yourself 2-0, right?
Yeah.
So you got to think positive.
So we don't actually know who Arthur is, but we've seen Myrault before, right?
Yeah. Myrault, I only remember him from Ro8 2. I don't know if I've seen him outside of that, but he did go through the bracket, beat Franskar was playing Terran, which I don't think Franskar plays very often. But he managed to, I think he might have 2-0'd Franskar, and then he beat, trying to remember, it was a Protoss in the finals, but I don't remember who it was.
Buckfast, probably.
It might have been Buckfast, actually. I think you might be right.
Yeah.
So if he's good enough to beat Buckfast, you know, he's probably pretty good.
All right, and so we got Angry Arthur up here. He is actually going for a gateway in base, followed by the assimilator, which means he's going for a gas-centric opening. So you can probably look for him to either be making, well, there's a few different things he can do with it. He can go for a Stargate, right, which you get some early Corsairs out, then maybe followed up with a quicker DT. Usually people like to do that with a Nexus first build, but it's still viable on just a one base. Or he could be going for something like some fast speed zealots or something of similar, something similar. And for the Zerg, we actually have a hatchery going down first, which is pretty standard. I mean, I guess you could get a little bit of you could get rushed by cannons a little bit, but cannons are not as big of a threat in Starbow as they are in StarCraft 2.
So TRB, it looks like Arthur is actually getting the Kadaran Citadel, aka the Protoss macro mechanic. What do you think about this decision so far?
Well, getting it early, I mean, the thing is, if you're going for one base, there's really no reason not to go ahead and slap that down, because when you're going one base, you're going to be getting those high-tech units out quicker, and so getting the extra energy, so you can either chrono boost out the probes a little bit more, or go ahead and save it for maybe like an upgrade. I especially like doing this with Protoss in the PvT matchup, because it lets you chrono boost out your Singularity Charge, which is the Dragoon upgrade, and so really help you kind of fend off those early pressure timings that the Terrans can end up doing.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, if you get it this quick, I think it really pays for yourself, and I think it's a little bit easier to kind of quantify when you should be getting it, actually, because a lot of times you'll think to yourself, oh, when should I actually put this into my build? I don't really know, but especially when you go gas first, it seems like it's more intuitive. But we do have Arthur pressuring across here with the Dragoon and Zealot. This is actually a pretty decent force to kind of deal with these early Zerglings, because this Dragoon can kite all day, and this Zealot definitely packs a punch.
Oh, nice. Looks like the Zerglings actually went and bypassed those forces, but got picked off a little bit by these Dragoons. But meanwhile, oh no, Myrault here under some heavy pressure.
Yeah, I would really like to see Arthur actually go for the drone line here. Can do some damage. He could probably get 4 or 5 drones, because Myrault hasn't made a lot of Zerglings. He's just now producing 4 more. He's only got 2 here at the base.
And this Zergling speed is not even started yet. These Dragoons are going to have a field day with these Zerglings. If you can get maybe one more down there, it's going to sort of hit like this critical mass. Zerglings coming through. These drones are going to pile up on the Zealot, but nothing's really seeming to be happening. These Dragoons are doing an awesome job.
He pulled down all those drones.
Yeah, very nice. The Zealot was taken out, and now it looks like he might be able to stem off these Dragoons. But like I said, the speed has not come up for the Zerglings yet. And as you can see, these Dragons are doing a wonderful job of just cutting back and forth. And if he gets maybe one more Dragoon up with this force up here, it's definitely going to hit a critical mass, and these Zerglings are not going to be able to do much. Now, here's the thing. Even if the Zerg ends up holding this off, which it looks like he's doing, he's actually spent quite a bit of time making Zerglings, and that's something that the Zerg does not want to do. He wants to be making those drones, getting up to that hatch, or getting up to that layer tech, maybe getting some mutas out, some lurkers out. But at this point, the opening from Arthur has definitely seemed to pay off.
Yeah, he's got a worker lead, and he's able to get his expansion up, get his forge up, and Myrault has invested in a bunch more Zerglings. He hasn't droned in forever.
But he needs a cannon. He needs a cannon right effing now, because these Zerglings are coming right across the map. And
right,
as
there
of
it
right
goes
now,
down.
Yeah, well, actually, it's kind of hard to say, because there's a Zealot block in the front, but still, he might be able to target down this forge.
That Zealot's gonna hold for a long time.
Oh, but here come the Zerglings. They're pounding away at that dragon.
Oh.
The dragon goes down. They come around. They surround.
Oh,
these
no.
Zealots.
Oh, this is
The dragons
awful.
are dead. Zerglings, they say, hey, this is my base now. You cannot stay here. Now comes all the probes. The Maynard, everything. Look at this. This is what happens. 5 seconds later, and that cannon might have been finished, but now it's a slaughter fest. These probes are going down. Poor little guys. Send them back to Ire because the Hive don't want none of that crap here.
Wow. What a game we saw there. That was pretty exciting. Short game, but some different play. A lot of pressure there. And Myrault was lucky that there was no cannon up when he got there because that would have really changed things there. So Arthur could have used a couple more Zealots there at the front. So
I've done that opening before. And the single most critical point in that opening when you're Protoss is getting down the cannon in your front. Because if you're just a little bit late, that's exactly what happens. Those Zerglings just come through and they end the game.
okay, Arthur's gonna go Fighting Spirit for our next map.
I really thought Myrault was really, like pretty far behind.